Year-long deployment for Vermont Guard members in Afghanistan is just about over. Some soldiers could start coming home as early as the end of this month, but there is still a lot of work to be done. I talked by satellite with the Vermont Guard commander in Afghanistan, Colonel Will Roy, about progress and morale. Well, Colonel Will Roy, thank you for your time. I know it's very busy right now because you're getting ready to send a lot of the troops home. Looking backwards, can you point to any progress you feel the Vermont troops have made in Afghanistan?
We can certainly point at a lot of areas that we've had significant progress in our mission here. Whether it's on development projects helping the Afghans or it's separating insurgents from the population. Just this last week we took a major insurgent off from the battlefield and he's currently in prison. We've completed a number of developmental projects, opening girls' schools, clinics, helping villages build bridges where we provide the material and they provide the labor, mentoring governors and district sub-governors on building budgets so that they can oversee the development of services to their people. So all across the board on our mission, we can see significant increases in capability since we left, as well as pulled a number of people on the battlefield who shouldn't be there off from the battlefield.
Do you think this kind of progress will have long-term staying power? Because we hear about setbacks, we hear about progress. Do you think this will really have staying power, or will the country disintegrate into a civil war once troops start to leave?
From my perspective, having been here in 2002 and seeing it now, it's incredible the difference. It just the drive from Kabul up to Bagram, which is about an hour-long drive. In 2002, when you went down Jalalabad Road and then on to the road going to Bagram, there was virtually very, very little development. Now you can get almost halfway to Bagram and see shops all along the way, gas stations, and police who are setting up checkpoints, ensuring that the commerce is moving easily through the areas in Kabul. So I think all of these gains are irreversible at this point.
What do you think the legacy of the Vermont Guard soldiers will be in Afghanistan?
The legacy for our Vermont Guardsmen here in Afghanistan is really having to made a huge difference in developing the Afghan National Security Forces, working side by side with them on teaching them how to serve and protect the population, how to connect to the population. As you can imagine, for a population that has seen people with weapons over the last 30 years as people that cause harm, the people now understand that the Afghan National Security Forces, whether it's the police or the Army, are there to serve and protect.
Are Vermont troops still really spread out across the country, or are they starting to consolidate now that it's getting toward the end?
We are still spread out. We have one of our units down in Kabul. We have one of our units in Paktia, and then the remainder of the Vermont forces are here in Bagram. We'll see the unit that's down in Paktia starting to move towards Bagram towards the middle of this month, and then they will flow out of the theater towards the end of this month, and then the rest of the units will continue to follow them.
This has been a long deployment. What is the morale of the troops as they head toward the end of this?
As you can well imagine, certainly as you get at the end of it, the morale is great. They're looking forward to finishing up the mission. They certainly have a number of successes that they've can look back upon and turn over the mission to their replacements and show them what needs to be done to continue on with this mission. And as you can imagine, the sense of having done something historical for Vermont and in a very historical time in Afghanistan, leaving here with a great sense of pride, and of course looking forward going home at a very important time, holidays, to be with their family. So morale is very, very high.
Tomorrow In more of our exclusive interview with Colonel Will Roy, find out the steps being taken to help Guard members once they return home.